what I'd like you to do is I'm going to do an exercise called Your Assistant Meets an Angel, and I want you to do it in pairs. So I'd like you to move around the room. You don't so much need your notepads. Just move around the room, get yourself in pairs, and face to face, like you would if you were doing act work. Okay? So face to face, move your chairs, get yourself comfortable. You guys in the middle rows. So what I'm going to ask you to do first, and you can notice this kind of process, what I'm going to ask you to do first is to decide whether you want to be the angel or the assistant. And you both get to be an angel or assistant. Okay. Now, be assistants. Your job is to talk about your learning history in this thought and talk about how this is part of your learning history and to defend it as part of your learning history, like you own this. Okay? Your job is to kind of defend it if you like. You can come up with reasons for why it's valid. You can do whatever you want. Your job is to own this as part of your history. Your assistant believes this is part of your history. Okay? Angel, your job is to try to help this person. Try to help this person realise that there's no evidence for it, or that it's not valid. Like I said, I've got 4 degrees, I shouldn't have a thought I'm broken. Your job, angels, is not to be a good ACT therapist. Your job is to try and convince the person that there is probably not a whole lot of evidence for it. Okay? So angels, I want you to work really hard to try to help your assistant see the error of the ways. Okay? And assistants, your job is to work hard to make your angel understand why this is valid and important to you. All right? And you're going to get both roles. So we'll get about 3 minutes. I want you to fall in quickly into it. We'll get about 3 minutes, and then when I ring the bell, I'll tell you it'll be time for speech. Does anybody have any questions? So if I was doing it as my assistant, I would be talking about my piece of history and why that's important to me, why it's part of me, and helping you see it. Angel, you'd be trying to help them understand that perhaps it's not something that's useful anymore. You'd be trying to help them see this assistant get out of its clumsy space. Okay? So think about therapeutic models at this stage. Just try to follow the instructions. Okay. Now, what did you notice in the assistant role? What was it like defending it?
Easy.
Easy, yeah? Yeah? Did you run out of reasons, or did you just keep making them up as you went along? Yeah?
I ran out of reasons. I knew it was true, like it felt true, but I didn't really have much to back it up when it came down to it.
Okay. But you still know it's true? Yeah.
Yeah. I felt it was true, but I didn't really have much rational reason.
Yeah, we're going to talk about true in a minute.
Yeah.
But right now you can make up reasons. We'll come back to true. Right now you could make up reasons, and you did anyone notice they were even like making up ones they hadn't thought about before? Usually people do. They notice that their assistant's able to come up with more valid things that they hadn't thought about before. Other ways in which it's true. What's it like being in the angel role?
It's tiring.
It's hard work. Far out, it's hard work. Isn't it? This lady over here said, can we stop now? It's hard work. Did you notice? It's hard work being an angel, isn't it?
It's like a losing battle.
Yeah, it's like a losing battle, isn't it? Yeah. And we'll talk about that last piece in a minute. But what do you think the angel is like in terms of therapeutic processes? What am I trying to teach you in the angel role? How not to be. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When you're in that angel role, most of the things you're saying, that person already knows. That person already knows. Now, sure, some people want to hear it, but that's actually not useful in terms of what we're trying to do therapeutically in that ACT model. Now, I want to talk about true and not true, because in the ACT model, we don't talk about true and not true. It could be true or it could be not true. What we care about is, does this work for you? Does this work for you to follow this advice, if you want to call it advice from your assistant? Does it work for you to live like that and to really get all caught up inside that? Because for some of our clients, it is true. But true or not true doesn't matter. What matters is what happens to you when you hook into this thought. You get stuck in this assistant place that Joseph likes to call the assistant's basement. Down there you go, you fat thing. Down there you go, you disorganised one. Down there you go, you know, because some of those thoughts there's evidence for. And what happens down there is you don't get to do a whole lot of living. So unhooking is about stepping back into the noticing space, recognising that that thought is part of your history, stepping back into the noticing space, and from there you can pause, take a breath, breathe. Like I said to you out on the footpath, I took a breath, waited until I was able to unhook and go back in and do what you care about. So true or no true doesn't matter. What matters is how does it work for you to live by this thought.